Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to the Rok Podcast.
Boom! Yes, sir. We're here with Dave from Underrated Muscle. What's up, Dave?
Hello, everybody.
Let's have fun today. Let's veer off.
Wait a
Let's go
second.
crazy.
Are you saying we didn't have fun last week?
No, we had fun.
Okay, I was about to call you an a-hole with a capital A.
It's Friday, so we do have to get a little nuts.
Throw that computer out the window. Get rid of it.
My computer was playing an episode from yesterday, I think. So
Is it still playing? I hear something in the background. This is totally professional.
we're amateur. Amateur at the Apollo.
You know what? At least you closed out the porn you had on earlier. That'd have been a little awkward.
So what's up, Dave? How are you?
Doing good, doing great. First off, I want to say thanks to everyone that actually listened and tuned into the podcast last week. We did have a lot of fun with it. I tell people I really enjoy talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, really?
Really, people are like, hey, you should probably do this all the time. And I'm like, well, I'm waiting for my big movie break first. But, yeah, I can always fall back on this.
What movie would you want to be in? What type of movie?
All right, this is what I always say. I watch a lot of movies, and a lot of them aren't very good. And for the money these athletes are making, this is my offer. Anybody out there listening, working for Hollywood, a producer, I will make the first movie for free. I don't care what it is. I'll make it for free, and then after that, we can discuss the salary.
All right, what kind of movie?
Action, obviously, You look at like Stallone and Statham and stuff, and they're like 5'5", so I'm like 5'6".
6?
Yeah, right. I know you're gonna say no. Actually, I'm like 5'8", and they tease me because I'm short, but it's whatever. It's all good. And obviously, like you got all the special effects now too, so I don't even have to like work out and get in shape. They can make me look bigger, trim the waist a little bit.
But you're already big. You're a monster.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
So is Stallone your hero?
I actually like Stallone. He's pretty cool. I follow him on social media. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. I love his movies. I mean, they always have a positive message in them, so they're good.
All right, you still haven't told me what type of movie.
Hey, you guys talking about me, eh? Hey, what was everybody at? Why you invite me, eh? Hey, Paulie, why you try knocking me out, eh?
Wow, I didn't know Stallone was here. Hey, what's up?
What type of movie do you want to be in?
I told you,
You
an
said
action.
action. Well, that's
it's got to be a shoot 'em up or something. I want to kick somebody's ass. I never really got to kick a lot of ass growing up. I was usually the one getting my ass kicked, so I want to kick some ass.
All right, so a karate, a western.
The one movie I really liked was
All
that.
right, we're getting somewhere now.
Even though Keanu Reeves isn't a badass, that John Wick. Did you see it?
Oh yeah. Good
Like
movie.
800 people die in like 3 minutes. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Over a dog, nonetheless. It wasn't like, hey, you killed my whole family, I'm out for a vengeance. It was over a dog. I mean, I'm a dog lover, so I'm not going to like bash it, but that's passion right there. That's true passion.
Yeah, great movie.
That you know what I've been watching lately is on HBO, The Night Of. Anybody been watching that?
I have no clue what that is.
Phenomenal.
It is. It starts off a little slow the first half hour, but I think they're just trying to like saturate you with character, and then all of a sudden it just goes in a dark mode where it is. Do you know anything about it?
No, I have no.
All right, so it's this young. I don't know even if I should do this.
Is it a brand new show? Just started?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it half hour or hour?
Hour.
Okay, that's good.
It's got meat.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not those
Half hour,
half-hour
right.
shows we were talking about
Right,
last time.
right.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, step in if I miss some.
Okay.
There's this young kid. He's of Middle Eastern descent. Okay, so him and his parents making a modest living. He wants to go out to, I think it's some party with a basketball team or something. But he wants to go out at night, hit a club. And he sneaks out of the house because his parents really don't want him doing that. So he sneaks out of the house, grabs his dad's cab, okay? And he starts heading towards this party, which he has no idea how to get to. So he's got this cab with its light on. So everyone thinks he's running a cab business. People
In New York City.
In New York City. So people are getting in, getting out. And all of a sudden he runs across this girl who gets in, and he looks through his rearview mirror, and he's like, oh, she looks pretty nice. And you could tell this kid is like a shy, timid kid, really never had the experiences.
How old would you say this kid is? I'm sorry.
Is it a high school or is it college? I think it's high school.
It's tough to tell. I thought it was college at
Okay.
first, but later
He
on
sort
in
of
the
looks.
show,
Yeah, he sort of.
I think he's a senior in high school.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right. I didn't get to that part.
Yeah.
But anyways, he picks up this girl, and the girl goes, I want to go to the beach. He's like, the beach? I'm in New York. So he takes her to a river or something. They hang out. They get close. They talk, man, 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 all that stuff. And
I love you,
she,
kissy poo poo.
she subtly, like, brings him in. Like, he's hooked. She asks him to take her to her apartment. So he's like, all right, this is looking good. He takes her to the apartment. She starts drinking. This kid does not drink. He does not do anything. He's a virgin across the board.
Straight lace.
Yes.
Okay.
She gets him to do a couple shots. Now he's sniffing blow. And, of course, they get to the hanky-panky. And he wakes up the next morning, like on a table where he's hunched over, where you put your head into your hands. And there's a shot glass next to him. And he's like, what the hell, man? I fell asleep. I fell asleep sitting up.
Right.
So he heads to the bedroom. And it's in the dark. She's all knifed up. All knifed up. I mean,
okay.
stab wounds everywhere. It's blood everywhere. And he starts freaking out.
Yeah, he was one of these guys.
I haven't had sex with a woman. I don't know how that works.
That's him. So he wakes up with this nightmare and he freaks out. So the story takes off after that. So you're wondering, did he do it?
Right,
did
right.
he not? And it actually lures you in to a real dark place because they follow lives of the police officer, of prison inmates, and you start to feel it.
Oh,
and you're
okay.
like, oh man, I hope he didn't do this. And then on the other side, you're like, everything points to him.
So he's already arrested, and now they're going through the whole.
Yeah, they go through
okay.
that, and
Okay.
that's where I'm at. But
Wow.
it's not really giving away the story because that's sort of
The plot.
The plot,
Right. Okay, I get you.
But you got to watch it. Do you have
What-
HBO?
Yeah, I got HBO. What nights is it on? Time? Nights and
Sunday
time?
night.
Just go on demand.
Well, HBO has Ballers on, and it has that new one
Yeah.
with
Sunday night.
Okay.
So it's after Ballers?
I don't know.
No, after Ballers is that Vice Principal with Danny McBride,
So
which is
it's
pretty
probably
good. It's
before
kinda,
Ballers.
Okay.
I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
8 o'clock. Or
Yeah,
something.
that sounds about right.
No, it's legit. Have you seen it, Hassan? Hassan's with us today.
I haven't seen it.
No. Check it out if you
Okay.
haven't seen it.
Check it out.
It's dark. It's
Wow.
a real dark series.
I guess we're the only ones in the whole wide world watching
The night
HBO?
of.
the night of.
The night of. Yeah.
I'll be sure to check it out.
All right. So you want to be an action movie
Definitely.
star?
Well, I don't even have to be the star. Just
Come on, go
even-
for it.
well,
Go high, settle with the middle.
Sometimes you got to start out as the enemy, the bad guy, kind of like wrestling. They don't let you be a superhero right away in wrestling. Sometimes you got to work your way
that's
through
true.
the ranks.
Who's the big guy? John Cena? Is he the bad guy?
I don't know. Is John Cena the bad guy?
Who
John
watches
Cena's-
wrestling?
He's always a good guy.
I can't stand.
Remember when Hulk Hogan turned bad with the New World Order?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
NWO.
How long ago was that?
Long time ago.
15 years ago?
That's back when I had the little butt thumb wrestlers. They had these little
Yeah. Put
wrestlers.
them on
you
your
stick your
thumb.
thumb up their
Yeah.
butt and you wrestle with your buddy. Yeah, that was always a good time.
That doesn't sound.
Stick your thumb up there.
Yeah, what was funny is my
You
thumb
stick
always
your-
stuck
hang on.
the easiest in Andre the Giant. I don't know why, but my thumb just slid all the way in there.
So do you stick your thumb up your buddy's butt
Why you play it?
while you play?
Right. No, you stick your thumb in the little plastic wrestler's butt.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, God. This
I
is
think
going to be a nightmare already.
right. I think the thumb wrestling you're thinking about is a little different.
You know what?
I-
All these listeners that we had,
we just lost them.
we just lost.
Goodbye.
By all three of you,
All two of you.
your girl just tuned out, and
Oh, no.
Hey, how about Taken?
taking that was a good movie series. You're talking about the whole series, something
Well,
like that.
like the first one.
Aren't they on number 7 or something?
And you know what? You really don't consider that guy a badass. You know, he's like 60, 70 years old.
But that's the thing. Before Taken, he really wasn't a badass. And
I
then
still
Liam
don't think he's a
Neeson.
badass.
Oh,
I
come
just
on.
think he got lucky in a movie role, and
Now he's a badass.
he's another one of those guys that always talks real low like this.
Yeah. And he makes that one phone call on all the movies. Uh-oh.
Wait, do we get the wrong clip here?
Yeah, we got the wrong clip. I think that was like Harry Potter or some nonsense. Turn that thing off. All right, where are we going, Dave? What do you want to talk about today?
You know, I kind of wanted to get your guys' opinion on Olympics a little bit. I mean, we're kind of coming to the end of it. It's closing a little bit. I kind of want to get your guys' opinions. I don't know how much you guys have been following the last week, but
USA rules.
USA has just been dominating.
Yeah.
I think I read this is the third time we have over 100 medals, which is really impressive. Like even the last couple of days, we had a 100 women's hurdle. They had a clean sweep, gold, silver, bronze. That's impressive. First time. First 400-meter gold for women in the hurdles, and a first women's wrestling gold, which I think is huge too. That's big. That we're kind of getting out of the.
I think we got a judo too. I
believe so. And
since Ronda Rousey, I think we got another medal.
First women's judo gold medal.
Yeah, I think it was a gold in judo.
It's nice to see U.S. break out of the traditional swimming, track and field, gymnastics. Gymnastics dominated just crazy. I don't know if you guys watched any of that stuff.
I did.
What I find interesting, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe you guys can correct me, but when I was younger watching Olympics and gymnastics, the other countries will always dominate. Now,
Yeah.
I remember maybe it looked like more difficult routines, but I remember them sticking landings like perfect. Now, a lot of these countries are having problems sticking their landings. I don't know why.
I think they're doing tougher dismounts.
No.
You know?
I'll tell you why. Because all these other countries were using steroids. And
So
blood
steroids
doping
makes you
and-
stick landings?
Well,
Then the NFL should be
It's-
doing gymnastics.
it's-
I didn't want to go there.
it's just like baseball. When they say baseball players don't have an advantage with steroids, it increases their bat speed. So all their reaction times get quicker.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I think I agree with some of that. Yeah.
But
But
look
here's
at
my
the Soviet
thing.
Union.
Here's what
Or
I think, though.
Russia.
They've always been on it. They're just ahead of the ball game.
Right. And I also think some of these countries, they chose lesser difficult routines also, because I saw routines where the girls, the difficulty wasn't as hard as, say, a U.S., but again, it just seemed like the dismounts, or it didn't seem the same. It didn't seem like they were sticking those landings.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or-
I think there's a lot of strategy in that, too.
Right. Well,
because
they know. Right. The thing people got to remember about the Olympics is these athletes compete year-round. You know, they have worlds and other games and stuff like that. So we see the Olympics, we're like, okay, they've been doing that same routine over and over and over again. So they know what they got to do to win. They know how difficult of a program to put together, whether it's vault, whatever, uneven bars, etc.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I don't know. I think it's interesting because I think there's a lot of strategy involved as far as where they are in the points and where they got to get to. If they know gold is out of reach, well, they might not pick a difficult.
Oh, right. Just
routine.
play it safe and try
Right.
to go for a silver, bronze.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
But I think the dismounts are because the routines are more complicated. I just feel that way.
Okay. You don't think it's just pressure?
Well, I think that's an aspect to it too. But like you said, these girls are seasoned.
Or do you think that maybe these countries don't put as much, I don't want to say effort, but maybe these countries don't have themselves involved as much in these sports like they used to. Like, you'd hear rumors back in the day like, oh, this girl's from China, they picked her when she was 2 years old to be a swim athlete, and that's all she did was swim. You know, maybe the budget isn't there. Maybe they're kind of saying, okay, well...
China should be winning then. They got
Well,
everybody's
they are
number.
second against us, but...
No, I think I still think they do that, where they're courting these athletes for the Olympics.
Well,
They do.
right. And I will say, U.S. has a huge advantage as far as nutrition, training, recovery, supplementation, everything. Without a doubt, we're beyond these other countries.
Yeah.
Like, again, us here in the podcast, we're older. I remember in gym class, we didn't have a weight room. The one we had was garbage. You couldn't even get decent stuff to work with. Now these gyms these schools have better gyms than the ones I go to. Yeah. Which was funny. I was talking to someone the other day about, did you climb ropes in gym class?
Yep.
They don't even do that anymore. Yeah. And you think about it, how stupid it was to have that, the liability. You're climbing up a 30-foot rope with little itty-bitty gym shorts crawling up your butt crack. And then they're going, oh, climb to the top, hang there. Okay, now slide down, and you're getting rope
and you're
burn.
8-year-old. You're 8 years old. It's just miserable.
It was a presidential physical fitness award or something. You had to do the shuttle run and that stupid little scooter square thing with 4 wheels on it, and playing bumper cars with your buddies.
Dude, you're old, man.
Didn't
we discuss this last time?
Yeah, well, I'm still younger than you.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everyone is.
Right. So, yeah, again, I think U.S. is so far ahead. The training facilities, obviously a lot of people go out to Denver, Colorado, train in higher altitudes and stuff. But I think the other countries are really behind, I think, in the nutrition and recovery. I don't think so much in the training aspects, but I don't think they have the nutrition to back it up.
Well,
I'm just saying food-wise, we can walk in any store and get a good quality grass-fed beef, organic, this, that, and the other. I don't think they have that there. I'm not saying our athletes don't get it, but I think maybe we got more people on the science part of it.
Exposed to it.
Yeah, and like I said, scientists figuring out the best ways for the athletes to recover. It's interesting we talk about this because even in my field of bodybuilding, you got to look at recovery. Recovery is everything. So I take, for example, I don't care if you're a basketball player shooting 300 free throws a day, a golfer hitting 3 buckets of balls, or even a bodybuilder lifting in a gym 5-6 days a week. You have to recover. And the faster you recover, the more you can train. So if I can hit 800 golf balls more than the next guy, if I can shoot so many more free throws than the next guy, if I can get in the gym and lift chest and arms and back and legs an extra time or two per month, that's more chances to grow. It's more chances to be better. It's more chances to advance.
Right.
So I think supplementation, nutrition, recovery, sleep studies, et cetera, is allowing the athletes to do that.
Well, I think you're seeing the top countries represent that. You would know China. They pour a lot of money into their athletes. U.S., and so they get that nutrition. Whereas you might look at Ethiopia. What are they getting? I don't know. I mean.
Right, but what I'm saying is an average guy like us, we got all the same advantages of a top-level athlete, whereas the other countries are probably handpicked. Okay, you select group, get all the good nutrition training facilities, etc. Now I could be Joe Blow, 25 years old, and say, hey, I want to start playing basketball or working out or lifting weights, and you can have the same regimen program as the top-level athlete.
Yeah, the pool is bigger.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a game of numbers and athletes and movie stars.
Well, okay, so let's talk about this then, some Olympic stuff. Did you see the women's 400-meter race the other night with Felix from the U.S. and Miller from the Bahamas?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to put this in how I saw it.
Okay.
So basically, Miller from the Bahamas, this is women's, by the way. Miller from the Bahamas is leading the race. It's getting down about the last 50 meters or so. And Felix from the U.S. catches her, and she's actually starting to lead the race.
With how much about to go?
Not much, maybe 20 meters or so. So Miller, I felt, saw her out of the corner of her eye and knew that she was going to lose a race and dove across the line. Now, they say that
win?
She won. She got the gold.
Okay.
So Miller won the gold, and U.S. took second. Now, I don't know how you feel, but I totally disagree. Now, I got in a discussion with someone and they say, well, hey, that's the rules. You can dive. Everybody knows that in track and field. But I feel as being the best athletes in the world, it shouldn't be allowed. It's a foot race.
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting.
I feel like
I wouldn't be so quick to disqualify her, though.
Yeah, it's a race.
I mean,
that's what it is.
Exactly.
But
it's a race.
Is falling a race? To me, you can't.
But she ran the whole way.
You're going.
Not across the line, she didn't.
You're going from point A to B. Who's faster to get to that point?
Okay, then just change a rule and say everybody's got to run a race and then throw themselves across the line.
No, because not everybody
throw
wants
themselves
to.
on the ground as they cross the line.
No, that's really not your argument.
Then why didn't the U.S. girl fall across the line? And
She thought
She wasn't smart enough.
no, I think there's some. I just think it's unprofessional that.
They're not professionals.
Well, okay, but that's the topic. Okay,
Wait, they might be.
No, they're amateur athletes.
The track? Because I thought they do professional.
Well, I didn't know there was
Okay, then-
professional racing.
then my
Oh, yeah.
question is this: do they practice
Really?
diving and when they're doing their training? Do they? Hey, we want you to do 10 sets of dives over here because you never know that might win you a gold medal.
So you would say the same thing in baseball then. You can't dive to first base because it's sort of an unwritten rule.
Baseball isn't a timed race.
To the base it is. To first base.
I don't know. I just think it's
You got to outbeat the throw.
changed the rule. Just
He doesn't like this argument.
well, even if you get tripped up, then you fell across the line. So if you trip, fall, someone bumps into you, you dive across the line, then I would just say you're disqualified.
Oh, no. See, I don't know. I guess you're right. You got to change the rule. But until then, it's from
I just think it's a crappy way to win. Now, how's this Miller going to tell the story? Oh, tell us again how you won the gold. Well, let's see. I was winning the race, and then I started to lose
guys.
the race. And
We got another opinion, a call-in.
Oh, really?
Okay, caller, go ahead and tell us who you are and where you're from.
My name is Nadia,
Oh,
and
God.
I am from Washington, Missouri.
From where?
Washington, Missouri.
this is my IFBB pro figure athlete, by the way.
Oh, this is Miss Olympia.
Well, she's going into the Olympia.
No, this is Miss Olympia.
Well, she's
She
not.
will
She
be.
doesn't have the title
No,
yet.
she's got it.
Okay, well, I hope so. Go ahead. Let's hear your opinion.
My opinion is that it's the Olympics. Everyone knows the rules. Whoever gets across the finish line first is the winner. Everyone knows that. So I feel like you are racing in the race of your life. I'm going to do anything I can to win. And that means get my torso across the line first. So everyone knows that. I think it's fair. That's how I feel about it.
Well, then, see, we had this discussion the other day. We were texting about
Yeah.
it. So I told her, then why don't these girls just get big, ginormous boobs and then just be like, boom, stick them out.
They wouldn't be as fast.
Well, that's not going to help.
Get 'em filled with air.
It's going to hinder your...
I don't know. I still disagree a little bit with you on that, but I thank you for calling in. But I just feel like she knew she was outran, and it was the only way she knew she could win that race.
Well, that's I like that you're.
That's what she did what she needed to do to win.
I agree.
Okay, so what if you got to punch somebody in the face? Does that count? Hey, they were ahead of me. I punched them in the face, and then I crossed the line first, so I did whatever I had to do to win.
One, that's outside of your lane, which is a disqualification.
Well.
Two, that's unsportsmanlike. Also disqualification. So you still wouldn't win.
Okay, whatever.
Nadia, I want to say congratulations to you. I think your story is incredible, and good luck to what's coming for you. You look great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
I'm
for
really
the call.
just calling for that Starbucks gift card.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yes.
I'll have to give it to you out in Vegas or maybe before I see it. If people don't know, right now Nadia is out in California. She's actually in Venice Beach training at the Mecca Gold's
Nice,
Gym
yeah.
out there.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, she booked a trip, and, I kind of frowned upon that as well because I'm like, you're 4 weeks out from the biggest show of your life. But she's like, I want to use it to motivate me and just kind of recharge and stuff. So I think that's good, especially after I think it was a few cookies that somebody had that they weren't supposed to last week. Do we want to talk about that or no?
Don't tell the whole world.
Well, it's not the whole world. It's like 3 listeners. So, yeah, anyways, but, yeah, she just posted some stuff on Instagram today. You can follow her. It's at IFBB Pro Figure Nadia. And you can see she's got some posts.
IFBB Figure Pro Dia.
I'm sorry.
You were close, though.
I wasn't even close.
Dang,
Figure Pro
Coach.
Dia. I can't keep all these track of all these women. So,
That sounded great.
so anyway, Nadia, while we got you on your phone, were you able to see any professional athletes out there or any meet and greets or anything?
I did see Dexter Jackson. He is doing prep there, and I went last night. I was going to get a chance to see him, but I didn't see him last night. However, on my way out this morning, he was coming in, and so my phone was dying, so I couldn't get a picture. But I did get to shake his hand and meet him and talk to him a little bit, so that was pretty awesome today.
How is he looking? I know he's like 50 or 51 years old, and he's actually still winning shows, so he actually has a really good chance at winning a title this year. Definitely one of the top 3 to 5 athletes. So did you get to see him training, or was he wearing a tank top or anything?
He was heading in when I was heading out, so I didn't get to see him train.
Okay. Well, the real question is, did he know who you were?
No, he didn't know who I was. It would have been awesome if he did, though.
I think he kind of does, though.
He will know who you are.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Oh, so, okay. Well, tell the listeners while we got you. Now, a lot of people ask me questions about traveling and eating and stuff like that. So you're in full contest prep mode. What did you do as far as food, or what are you doing for food now that you traveled? You had to get on a plane. You're staying at a hotel. Do you have stuff that you can cook with? Did you pack food? Did you have it delivered? What are you doing?
So I have the beef mussel from 6-pack bags, and the side compartment of it is like a really big cooler, and I just loaded it with extra freezer packs. But I cooked all my food beforehand, so I cooked a bunch of chicken, I cooked some rice, and I put it in Tupperware, or just big Tupperware dishes, and then put it in the side of my 6-pack bag. And the ice packs that I use, so I just packed all my food in a suitcase,
so does
6-pack bag, and able to just bring it, and then I store it in the fridge here at the hotel and microwave it when it's time to eat.
Okay, so did you have any problems getting through the airport?
No. I mean, my bag got checked. But
right. They probably say, what the heck is this 5-foot nothing girl doing with all this, smuggling all this chicken breast and rice?
Yeah.
So, okay, so obviously, yeah, you can't take water, so you checked in your hotel and got water and stuff that you need?
Yeah, there's I just went to CVS, it's right up the street, and got a couple gallons of water and brought them back to my hotel room. So,
how much water you drink?
I don't think it's...
I was going to ask you, how much water are you drinking a day right now?
A gallon.
Really? Because it's supposed to be a little more than that. I actually wanted to tell a story about how I picked you up from your house one day. Yeah, I'm going to tell a story while I got her on the phone. So, because I want to talk about the importance of water today. It's actually one of my topics.
Oh,
so,
good.
So
Yeah,
I tell my athletes, I like them to drink 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons a day. I know that's a lot. It's hard to get in. There's ways to do it, and I'll give you my reasons a little while later. So, I went to St. Louis. They had a pro show, and I had an underrated muscle boost selling apparel. So Nadia's like, hey, I'm on the way. Pick me up, and we'll go to this show. So I go to pick her up. She says, hey, I'm not ready. I got to finish getting ready. Just make yourself at home. If you want something to drink, go in the fridge, whatever. Watch TV. So she's getting ready. I open up the fridge, and I'm like, what the heck? First off, it was bare. Okay, so anybody in prep mode, you think there's no food in that fridge except what they need. They're not putting anything tempting in there.
Right.
It's not stocked full of
cake,
pork chops, and and yoo-hoo. You know what I mean? So I open up the fridge, and there was seriously nothing in there but 3 little bottles of water, like one of these 16 ounces. So I says, well, where's your water? She goes, it's in there. I said, no, what are you drinking from? Well, I'm drinking those. I said, there's no way you're drinking 1.5 gallons and 2 to 2 gallons out of these little bottles. You'd be going through a 24-pack every day or two, So I kind of busted her on that, and I said, well, there's your problem. That's the reason why.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at her, I'm like, well, your muscles kind of look a little flat. You might be plateauing in the gym, whatever. So I said, hey, you got to get that 1.5, 2 gallons in. It's just huge. It's really beneficial. So, yeah, I kind of busted you on that one. Nadia.
So hence the reason they carry around a gallon.
Right, a gallon. Right. And it is hard to get in, and you're peeing every 10 minutes. But it is. I mean, it flushes out all the toxins,
right.
and I tell people a lot of times drink a glass. Like a lot of people get constipated and stuff. I tell them drink a big glass of ice water before a meal. A lot of times that helps. Plus your body has to burn energy and calories to heat up that cold water in order to use it. There's so many benefits of water. I mean, anybody can look them up online. But and obviously say by the time you're thirsty, it's already too late. You're already dehydrated.
Right.
So a lot of times people get headaches, and that's the reason why.
Yep.
So.
Well, thank you, Nadia. Thank you for your time. Appreciate your calling.
No problem. That's fun.
And grab that Starbucks real quick from Dave.
Now, I hope we get a couple more callers so she doesn't win by default. She works at Starbucks once in a while. What does she need a gift card for?
Nice.
She's a barista.
All right, bye, guys.
All right,
Bye.
later. Have fun out in California. California.
I will. I'm heading to Muscle Beach soon.
Say hi to Arnold. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. At the Rock, this is Bart in Rock 7. We're up here flying around, about to give you the traffic report. I-94 is moving with cars. And there's a lot of them. Back to you, Rock.
Wow. We can see cars? We can look right out our window and see. But did you see the rock chopper up there? Did you see it?
I saw it. Yeah. Briefly, and then I went behind that cloud.
That's Bart. Bart's up there.
I think he's in a Blackhawk.
Ooh,
that'd be sweet.
Pretty cool.
yeah, just for us. Anyways, what's up? What else, Dave? What do you got for us?
Well,
I still think it's a legit run.
All right.
And she wins.
Well, back to before Nadia interrupted me.
No, she
with
didn't
the
interrupt. She validated.
Okay. No,
Well, we
no,
thought.
but seriously, how do you tell that story? You're like, well, I was ahead in the race, and then I started to lose, and I dived across the line, and I won a goal.
No, you tell it like it is. You bring it up. You be like motivating about it. I was running. I was winning. I saw a super athlete come from behind. It was U.S. I know I had to beat her. I had to do whatever it took, and I dove across the line. Unlike 9 other sprinters, I went for it. And she
Ooh, I
dove,
like that.
and she got it. There's going to be a movie about her, and you're going to be the star. Action.
Okay.
You're there, Dave.
Yeah, it's gonna be my story.
I want to see how fast you can actually run.
Oh my God, that's pathetic. I'd probably tear a hamstring in the first 20 yards or so.
I've done that twice.
I'm sure you have.
Sprinting.
Well, we used to play flag football. Remember that? That was fun.
Oh, yeah, I could never do that again. Never.
It was fun though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's how I tore one of them.
Right.
Was
You know
playing flag.
When you think flag football, you think, it's a bunch of wimp.
Yeah, no.
But it's not. It's hardcore because it's basically a bunch of old men that wanted to be and never could be, and it's their little last taste of glory. I'm gonna get out there. And
That's the key. You said a bunch of old men. It's
Right.
not like we're 18 and we got testosterone flying out every hole of our body. We're like 35 to 45.
I don't know if I'd want testosterone flying out of every hole in my body.
But we're old guys, like you said, just holding on to one more
reliving
one
the
more
glory.
play. That's
Right.
all we want is one.
Well,
play.
I do remember I did have the game-winning touchdown in the end zone. It was a cold fall, rainy night, and I looked up into the sky, and it was dark, but I seen a little pigskin floating through the air, and it was like the lights were like blocking it.
Didn't
And
I throw that one?
I think you did throw it to me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I got to catch this, or I'm going to hear about it for the next 25 years.
You would have been hearing about it today.
You're right. Remember when you missed that catch when we were playing flag football? But-
I missed one.
No, you would have.
You would have missed. Yeah, you would have missed it. That was for the win.
I was clutch. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
See, that was your one play.
You're
That's
right.
why guys do that. It's the same with golf. Amateur golfers do the same thing. They go out, they get one big hit, and it brings them back to the course the next day.
Right. Well, I'll know that. I'm actually going to start taking up golf. I bought a driver, and I went to the range a couple times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Let's do it.
You know, I'll tell a funny story about that. I go over to the Chris Farley stuff is fat man in a little coat. I went out, this is about 2 months ago. I go over to Golf World or whatever it is, and I'm like, I'm going to buy a nice driver. Money's no object because I'm going to have this thing forever. I want the best of the best. That way, if I suck, I know it ain't the club,
What brand did you get?
Callaway.
Yeah, they suck.
Do they suck for real?
Go TaylorMade.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm
but,
kidding.
Okay,
It's good.
so anyway, so I walk into this golf store, and I have no clue of what I'm looking for, what I play, anything. So this guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, I see you looking here. You need help?" I said, "Yeah, I'm looking for a driver." I said, "Basically something to kind of just practice with that I can learn with, whatever." He goes, "Well, how far are you driving right now?" So I just throw out a number because I don't know. I don't know what a good drive is. So I said, "Well, I'm hitting." Listen to this. I says, "I'm hitting about a 350, 400 yards." He goes, "What?" He goes, man, that's wow, that's crazy. I said, well, yeah, but I'm not hitting them straight all the time. I'm slicing a little bit too. And when I think back about that, first, if
350 yard slice drive.
No, but people that don't know, like I looked it up later, it's like 350, 400 yards is what the pros are hitting on maybe a good day. Right. So I didn't know that. So now I look back and I'm like, I was the idiot to this guy, just like the idiots tell me that they bench 500 and they're like 140 pounds, and they're like, dude, I benched 500 3 times. And I'm like, look at him like, no, you didn't. But I did what this guy did, like when kids say that, and I go, wow, that's amazing. You bench 500. That's impressive. But you know, in this guy's head, he's like, he's full of crap. So anyways, he gives me a driver, and he says, okay, go into the simulator. And he goes, just hit a few balls and we'll
my God, this was a disaster.
Actually, it wasn't that bad. I hit a couple over 300. And I'm feeling like I got to start cranking on these.
I think the simulator's broke.
I think the guy adjusted the simulator, so it seemed like you had
gave me a 100-yard handicap.
That makes you buy the club.
I actually did buy the club. Yeah, I bought the club. I went to the range a couple of times and hit some balls, and it's like that's actually a pretty good workout. But, there's a lot of slicing in there. I need to work on my game. But I think in the next couple of years, I'll start playing. I'll start playing a little bit.
No, not the next couple of years. Let's do it this year. Let's go out once. You want to go Saturday?
Here's the guy.
Come on, tomorrow.
We
can do that before cards.
I do all my client check-ins on Saturday morning.
Check-in from the golf course.
Hey, Dave,
you're big time.
What do you think about doing a podcast
from the
card table?
Oh, at the card table. You know what? That would be totally R-rated. I'm down for it.
Whoa.
You guys will hear a lot of filth, flarn, and filth out of my mouth. Actually, all of our mouths.
We could keep it private.
I don't talk filthy.
Really?
Well,
you're
I'm clean.
He's
Mike over there on the other hand. I don't like sitting by him. Well, he likes to rub my leg.
Well, you're got big legs.
You're
a sexy guy, right, Dave?
Sexy, and I know it. So we were talking about the Olympics. I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but
we always don't worry about it.
I kind of wanted to talk about.
No,
I can't talk.
No,
about
go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is
no. Yeah,
what about
this? Is what we do today.
All right, what do you guys?
We abuse them,
right? I'm used to it. I just roll with it.
All right, go ahead.
Then I'll just say a yo mama joke or something, and then it all goes away. What do you guys think about that Ryan Lochte whole stupid scandal thing?
I've heard about it. I don't even watch the news anymore. But from what I've heard, what a knucklehead. First of all, you're in another country. I wouldn't be thinking about doing anything wrong, not even jaywalking.
Right. Why don't you fill people in on what happened that don't know?
I don't know.
Well, basically,
all I know is
him and 2 other guys from the U.S., is what I understand, vandalized a gas station bathroom or something. Then they got caught and paid off the owner or whoever had the gas station.
See, what I heard is they got robbed. Or they got beat up.
That's what he said happened.
Okay.
But that's not what happened. So when he said that and the story got out, now the officials in Rio and stuff looked into it because obviously they're offended like, hey, our country's safe. Now you're putting out this story. We want to look into it. And they found out that the story was false. So this moron, there was no reason to even make up a story. Why would you even make up a story? And then the U.S. wants the officials to say, well, they're kids and they're just having fun. First off, he's 30-some years old. He's not a kid.
Well, let me ask you this. What time I'm going to assume it was at night?
I would imagine.
6 a.m.
Oh, okay. Now that's a big one. Are they supposed to be out at that time?
They're drunk. They were all intoxicated.
Yeah, but they were
so
done. I think they were heading back.
Do they have a curfew?
No, because I think they're done with their events. They're allowed to go back home, right?
Oh, okay.
Is that correct?
Okay.
But, my thing is, you're an idiot. I like to use the word idiot a lot. You're a representative of our country. Now, okay, just because you qualified, you don't have any God-given rights. So you're representing the U.S. You made the U.S. look bad. It looks bad for everybody. I would strip him of his medals that he won at this games and then just ban him for life, along with the other 2. I don't know if they even got medals or not. I don't think they were big name
So you
stars.
would just strip him out of discipline?
Right. And, well, yeah, because what are you going to do? Give him a slap on the wrist and then it happens again to somebody else?
Right. You got to set a precedent.
Right. And I don't know, but I imagine he's got to fly back and he's getting investigated. Or
he got indicted by Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is holding his passport.
Right.
So
he can't come back yet?
Yeah, there was 3 guys with him. 2 of the guys already left and are in the U.S. and now they're trying to indict the other guy that was with him.
I don't know if you all
No,
can
Ryan
hear that or
Lochte
not.
was back in the U.S. Now he's
The other guys are back in Brazil.
right. They got arrested. I think they're released by now.
okay.
And then now they're gonna probably bring Lochte back and question him as
What
well.
a knucklehead.
Yeah, this is stupid. I don't understand what the point of making up any story is, though.
Here's the thing. Just from what it sounds like, it almost like the trouble. They didn't want to get caught in trouble,
I think
and they tried to cover it up.
he's always been in the shadow of Michael Phelps. So
Yeah.
let's make a bigger news story than Michael Phelps
Well,
and
that's
make
sort of-
up some garbage.
So you got to
'Cause
tell
why
people you got
would
robbed
you-
for a pity party?
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
Well,
he
I
made
mean-
the news. Now, I don't know.
Now he's all over the news.
Now he's
He
all
might
over.
like attention.
But would you
he
want to
did dye
be
his hair blonde.
the name of that?
Listen, because I guarantee whatever sponsors he had are gone. They
Oh,
probably
yeah.
dropped him like a hot potato.
Well, they were going to be gone regardless. He's done. He's not going to swim.
Yeah, but they
again.
can market that a little bit for another year or two.
That's true.
Have
That's
you ever
true.
picked up a hot potato?
Yes, I have. That
Okay.
crap burns. I like sweet potato fries, though. So delicious.
Hey, have you heard about the Wisconsin guy who worked on a farm? And
I'm sure there's a lot of Wisconsin guys that work on a farm.
He starts laughing right away.
This doesn't
So
sound
is
like-
gonna
no,
be
it-
just
right.
Yeah, this is going to be nonsense.
True story. Works on a farm. All of a sudden,
He can't even get there. Let's get to our sponsor.
The Rok Podcast sponsors are Route 20 Outhouse, Defense Soap, Your Sign Matters, Tatami, Relay Local, Josh Ebert, Tunnel Vision, and Ford Jits.
Oh yeah, thank you, sponsors.
I love that
If there
sponsor
are,
music.
you know what? If there are any other sponsors out there that want to be associated with the Rok Podcast, our number 414-233-1086.
I think what I'll do, too, is maybe I can do like I have sponsors that sponsor my team and athletes.
Yeah.
Maybe give them a plug and maybe even have them give us stuff to do giveaways.
Yeah,
And then we can talk about some of their products because my athletes have sponsorships from a suit company, like a competition stage suit company.
You could say their name.
Ravage Sands.
Yeah.
Their suits are amazing.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures that you post on
They look
IG.
they look really, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
they do.
it's top notch. They also use Pro-Tan. Pro-Tan is their competition spray tan. Plus, they also have other home tanning products and prep products like hair removal, stuff like that. But they
Do you have
spray
any
at all the
supplement?
big shows. I'm working with a company now. I don't know if I want to even say their name.
No, you can hold off.
Yeah, well, it's not really a sponsorship per se. They kind of throw me a code for the athletes to use, but I'm kind of actually looking for a supplement sponsor.
Like protein or?
Yeah, like the whole gambit. There's a lot of good
Okay.
companies out there. So, like if ProSups is listening, or even BPI Sports
Okay.
is listening.
Good, you're giving me some.
Optimum Nutrition is BSN. There's a lot of good companies out there.
I've taken
Diamatized.
BSN. I really like BSN.
Yeah,
You
BSN's
like
really
that?
good. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
been around forever. I actually used to do demos for them about 10 years ago. And I actually have athletes on my team that do demo promos for BPI. So basically, you're a demo rep. What you'll do is they'll send you tons and tons of product, and you'll go to a supplement store or a gym, and then basically set up a little table and kind of talk about the products, give
nice.
free samples. So I love doing it for BSN because I was using the product all the time, and I actually went down to train with Ronnie Coleman, who is like 8 million time Mr. Olympia back in the day. Oh, see, I got to fix the mic here. Sorry, guys. So when I went down to this Ronnie Coleman training with him, and we talked a little bit about BSN because that was his sponsor. So I talked to one of his representatives, and they didn't have anybody in the Chicago more
Ronnie
area.
Coleman was a beast.
Yeah,
too.
the guy was a monster. I got to hang out with him the whole weekend. It was awesome because it's like I could tell a good Ronnie Coleman story. So it was basically a weekend with Ronnie Coleman. What they do is they'll invite a handful of people out to train with him. And I knew Ronnie like from before. Not like we were best
He was Mr.
buddies.
Olympia for a long time.
I believe it
right?
was 8 times also.
Jeez,
right.
okay.
So he started out as a cop, and he was getting
Yeah.
his butt kicked in the early years of being pro. And then one year, Dorian Yates was like a Mr. Olympia for a few years running, and all of a sudden Dorian Yates announced his retirement. So I think Ronnie Coleman knew, hey, that door's open, and I'm going to slide in it. And everybody thought Flex Wheeler was going to win. Flex Wheeler was my favorite.
Yeah,
but,
he
by the
was-
way, yeah. just unbelievable. I could talk about him for an hour and a half. Actually, when I used to work out at the gym, I used to talk about Flex Wheeler so much back when I was a kid. I came in the gym one day, they had a can, and it said fundraiser, let Monkey Boy meet Flex Wheeler. They used to call me Monkey Boy because I used to do tricks on my little BMX bike like a little monkey. So they'd be like, hey, Monkey Boy, we get this little fundraiser so you can meet your idol Flex Wheeler. Because they were like big Dorian Yates fans and stuff. And I was like, I don't like that big beef. I
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that era.
Right.
Did you ever meet Flex?
Oh, yeah. Met him a few times. Nice. I still see him maybe once a year. Yeah, I'll shoot the crap with him a little bit.
Nice.
So sometimes I run into him, he's eating, and it's like, I don't want to bother a guy when he's eating. You're like hey, what's going on? He's got a mouthful of food. So, so anyways, I was doing some rep stuff for, I was telling my Ronnie Coleman story. So people got to realize how much these professional athletes eat, okay? So I remember Ronnie's like, hey, we're training legs today. So we go to the gym, we train legs, and basically it's just me and Ronnie training one-on-one because there was other buddies of his that were training the other people, and it's kind of like, okay, you train him today, you train him. But Ronnie's like, nope, you're coming with me. So it was cool. We got to kick each other's butt, and I probably lifted a little too heavier than I should because he's just like, he's yelling at me and I'm yelling at him. So we get done working out, and we're sitting there at the gym, and his sisters and stuff would help out also. So they're like, hey, we're taking everybody over to the restaurant. I think it's like a Lone Star Steakhouse. So Ronnie's like, yeah, go ahead. We'll be there in about an hour. I want to stop at home first. So Ronnie's like, hey, just come hang with me. We'll stop at the house. So Ronnie had his girlfriend at the time. So we hop in his Escalade. He had it all decked out. He had satellite TV in there watching a basketball game live on his satellite TV driving to his house.
How long ago was
this? This was 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah,
nobody had that stuff,
Right.
So we go to Ronnie's house, and I'm sitting there on the couch watching TV. And all of a sudden his girlfriend goes, hey, Dave, do you want some ground sirloin and rice right away? I said, what are you talking about? We're going to eat in like 30 minutes. And she goes, yeah, but, I got to cook for Ronnie anyways. He's going to eat 10, 12 ounces right now. And I'm like, Ronnie, why are you eating? We're going to go, we'll be eating within an hour. You already called in your order. It's going to be there waiting. He's like, yeah, but I got to eat something to hold me over. I'm like, dude, so you're eating 10, 12 ounces of ground sirloin post-workout. And he had like a shake and something else at the gym. So here's 15 minutes later, he's eating 10, 12 ounces of ground sirloin and rice. 30 minutes later, we go to the restaurant, and he's eating like steak and potatoes, and I'm like, this guy is just nonstop eating.
Yeah. Are their like stomachs bloated from all the food they eat?
It's not as bad as you think it would be. Sometimes you see pictures of people on stage. Well, I think that's just them over-carbing up. Okay. So it's not bad. Off-season, they're just big all over. So it's like, they don't really have a bloated gut.
So how many calories are they taking in?
I think, I used to try to get in 6,000. So I'd imagine a guy that's over 300 is probably getting in maybe 8,000.
Oh, my God.
That's, and it's just, so basically it's just eat, sleep, train. Yeah. But the thing about Ronnie was his recovery time was so much faster. So like I said earlier, the more you can train, the bigger you can get. Ronnie was able to train every body part twice a week. And not like I'm going to train it heavy on Monday and then go light on Thursday, Friday, kind of get a little blood in there. No, it was balls to the wall heavy on Monday, balls to the wall heavy again on Thursday, and just did that year round. And he didn't sleep. So, for example, like when I was out at his house on the weekend, I said, all right, Ronnie, I'm going back to the hotel. And this was like, 11, 12 at night. You were watching TV or some crap. And his sister's like, hey, we're making breakfast in the morning, so come back in the morning and we'll eat breakfast and go back to the gym. So I get back to his house. It had to be about 8 in the morning. And we'd start eating breakfast. I mean, they made huge pancakes, bacon, the whole 9 yards. And we're eating. All of a sudden, Ronnie comes scrolling down the steps. And I'm like, dang, Ronnie, I'm sure you ate already. He goes, yeah, I ate already, but I'm going to eat again. I said, well, what time did you go to bed last night? I went to bed at like 4:30. I said, Ronnie, why are you going to bed at 4:30 in the morning? He's like, I don't know, me and a girlfriend up watching a movie. We're just watching TV and stuff. And I'm like, Ronnie, I'm calculating in my head. That's like 4 hours of sleep. And he's like, yeah, that's average for me. Oh. Then you'll get another bodybuilder. It's like, yeah, I slept 8-10 hours. I got a 2-hour nap here. And then I went to the gym. I got another hour nap here. But the guy was just built for bodybuilding. He could recover like it was nobody's business. Didn't need to sleep. I remember they did an interview with him. His doctors even said his tendons and were like cables. Yeah. It's just unbreakable, basically. So
yeah, he was a beast. Flex Wheeler, he had a small stomach, right? Didn't he have a real small waistline?
Right. Yeah, his best shape, hands down, out.
Yeah.
bar none.
Yeah, I remember
I consider him
that.
the greatest of all time. You know?
See him in the Muscle and Fitness magazines.
Oh, definitely.
And back in those days.
Yeah, I was always a shape and conditioning guy over a size mass monster guy. So
Yeah.
very cool. What are these guys talking about over
I
there?
don't know. They're like, we got to film this podcast so they can see what you guys do.
Right.
Hey,
We'll be talking, and these guys are over here like two ladies.
You know, what's the weather out there, man?
Weather report brought to you by Andre Galvo's seminar.
Nice.
September 24th, 25th at the Rock APC. Don't miss out. Get your tickets, folks. They are running out fast. The weather right now, as I look out the window, is sunny, partly cloudy, and hot.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. So getting back to what I was saying earlier, Nadia calling and stuff, I think that's will be my one tip of the day. A lot of people come to me, hey, I can't lose weight. Or I'll have an athlete in prep mode, and they'll say, I didn't lose any weight this week. I did everything perfectly. First thing I'm going to ask them is how much water did you take in? Mm-hmm. Because if you're not taking enough water, your body's going to tend to hold it. It's not going to help flush out the toxins. I actually read an article. They said 75% of the U.S. is chronically dehydrated. Chronically. Yeah. So, you take a look at a lot of the cancers and stuff out there. I think a lot of this stuff could be avoided.
By water?
By water. You got to remember, it's you can go, for weeks without food, really. But water, you don't have water for a couple of days, you're done.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it's interesting because if the water's getting the toxins out, and you're not drinking enough, the toxins stay in, poison the body, basically.
Right. And it's basically I call it like the WD-40 of your body.
Yeah.
Because it lubricates the joints, everything else. There's again, you get older, your joints start hurting, stuff like that, and your body's not doing what it should do. Take a look at your water intake. And what's weird is when I'm at work, a lot of people don't know, but I also work a 9 to 5. It's actually like a 6 to 2:30. Hours suck, but at work I drink water all day. And it's hot where I'm at right now, too. It's like 100 degrees plus in the shop. And I can drink water all day at work. I can't drink water at home. I don't know. I just can't drink it. So at home, I'm drinking Crystal Light.
Is that just as good?
Yeah, I mean, people might say, well, it's got sweeteners and stuff. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll take the risk of the sweeteners over the risk of not getting enough water. You know what I mean? It's whatever.
So let me ask you this. The average person that trains, they come in, they do cardio, kickboxing, they lift weights maybe 3-4 times a week. How much water should they be taking in?
At least a gallon, I would say.
Per day?
Right.
Oh,
so,
wow.
A lot of people say it's a lot. This is what I tell them. Get up in the morning, have a glass of water right when you get up. It's known to boost your metabolism right off of the bat. Okay? Maybe even up to like 20%, it boosts it. So whether it's ice water, sometimes people might do a warm water, tea type something. But just get a big glass in even before you eat it. It's going to boost your metabolism. It's going to help get that digestive system going for the rest of the day. That's huge. And I even
so not coffee?
No, I mean, coffee's okay, but just drink a big glass of water and sip your coffee after.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people, what I tell my athletes is start out about 16 ounces per meal. So if you're eating 5-6 meals a day, that's pretty good. Then slowly bump it up 24 ounces, 28 ounces. Till I prefer about 32 ounces per meal.
So that's 2 bottles of water with your dinner.
Right. I mean, I got big 32-ounce tumblers at home. Right. I just fill that up with like Crystal Light
and make sure it's gone.
Right. Make sure it's gone. And okay, I'm not saying in that sitting, but you're sipping on it while you're getting your dinner ready. There's a little bit, after dinner.
So the average person working out, they could be having difficulty losing weight because they're not drinking enough water.
Correct.
Wow.
And water's free, basically.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people, too, they say, I'm hungry. Drink some water, okay?
Right.
Drink a glass of water. I guarantee it's I'm not going to say it's going to go away 100%, but it's going to subside.
Right.
At least to get you to that next meal.
Right.
So it's not like, a lot of times your body mistakes thirst for hunger,
Right. So you should be eating to live rather than living to eat. Yeah.
Right, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, water's huge. I mean, and I think it's not as bad as it used to be. Bottled water, again, we're old. I remember bottled water came out, and my dad says, look at this crap. Who's paying for water? Water comes out of the tap. I remember going to restaurants as a kid, And if you ask for water, they looked at you like you're the cheapest piece of crap out there. Oh, he's so cheap. He's getting water. He doesn't want to tip me. He doesn't want to pay. No, I want water because I don't want to drink all that soda. And that's one thing too. I don't like carbonation. I don't really allow my athletes to have carbonation. Some people are like, oh, you can have a diet soda. It's okay, or a Fresca. Yeah, it's okay. The Monster calorie-free drinks. It's okay. But I just feel like the carbonation bloats you and also slows down your digestive system. You know what I mean? It just think about, let's say your stomach's empty, nothing's in it, you throw a bunch of food in it. How is it going to break down and flush out? Now take that empty stomach, dump a bunch of water into it, now throw all that food in there. A little easier to get digested, a little easier to break down, a little easier to get through,
So what if you throw the soda in there first?
Then you're going to have a bubbly toxin, you're going to be burping and farting all day. No, seriously though. I mean, you get people that just drink I'm drinking diet soda. It's okay. Well, they're drinking a 6-pack a day, and it's just terrible because. And again, you're drinking a diet soda, so you're only getting 12 ounces in a time frame that you could have easily had 32. So you're not getting in your daily requirements of what you should.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, that's really interesting. I'm going to have to pass that on as far as the water and not losing weight. It could just be they're not drinking enough water.
I think the biggest thing is when you first wake up, drink water. They say, you can drink a glass after your shower or bath. It reduces blood pressure or something. But I'll tell people what I do. I get up in the morning and I'll take some Crystal Light. I'll put in a scoop of fiber powder, whether it's Metamucil, something like that, and then I'll take it that way. And then I'll mix in a greens powder. I mean, that could be a whole nother topic, but I'm not a big vegetable eater. I'm not a rabbit. So I take a greens powder, really good one.
So you're a meathead?
Yeah, basically. I used to eat a ton of steak, and I don't anymore. That was bad. I mean, think about eating steak twice a day for years and years. It's just tough on your teeth. It's tough on your digestive system.
I was just going to say on your stomach.
Right. What do you guys eat the most of? I'll tell you, I eat the most probably ground turkey.
Me, number 12 at McDonald's.
That's the filet of fish, or is that the Big Mac?
No, that's breakfast.
Oh, okay.
That's the bagel with bacon, eggs, and I add sausage onto that.
The McGriddles are delicious.
Yeah, those are the best.
No, but honestly, what type of meat do you eat the most of? Chicken, fish?
Probably chicken or steak.
Now, do you have a problem with chicken more so than you used to, as far as bloating and digestion?
No, you know what kind of chicken I really like that I digest well? It's
KFC?
organic.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
chicken.
KFC.
No. Organic chicken.
And that was going to be my question, because I feel like my body doesn't digest chicken like it used to, and I think it's because of all the added crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
Plus, it tastes better.
Right. It's expensive.
it
It's
is.
what, $7 a pound or something like that.
Yeah, I just bought some. Actually, I brought some here. It was almost $8.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean the package.
Right.
So I think it was a little over a pound.
See, now when you have when you're an athlete prepping for a show and you're eating chicken twice a day, fish twice a day, ground turkey, you can see how that bill adds up quick.
Yeah, especially if you're ordering food online. You know, if you have those meal companies.
I actually have a meal company that's sponsored a team, and they're actually very reasonable. It's malnutrition.com.
Yeah, I looked that up.
Right. www.mal, M-A-W.
Underscore. Isn't it underscore?
Nutrition,
after that?
INC. No, there's not an underscore on the website.
Maybe that's his IG.
That's IG.
Yeah.
But and actually I got a code for listeners. Underrated
really?
10. So you use underrated with 2 R's, 10, and you'll get 10% off your orders.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and they're based out of Chicago. They're great. So, I have athletes that travel a lot.
Could we get him here? Would he do a podcast?
I bet he would be all game for that.
We should, because I was just telling my girlfriend that we should look into ordering a few meals.
Oh, without a doubt. What's nice nowadays is there's no excuses for not being in shape. People say, I don't have time. I don't have time to cook. I can't go to the store. I can't do this. With even malnutrition, if you figure it out, the time that it takes you to drive to the store, buy the food, come home, cut it up, cook it, pack it, whatever, you buy from malnutrition, it's about the same. And you have all that extra time. So if you're spending an hour or two prepping your food a week, that's cardio you can do. That's errands you can run. That's another workout. So that's time spent with family, maybe go to the movies. So it is. So, and I have athletes that travel, and they're like, it's a lifesaver.
You know what I like about it is he breaks it up. I mean, half a cup, full cup
Right.
of your veggies, and then he's got his sweet potatoes in there.
Right, so you're basically piecing your meal together.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, and he'll ship it wherever you're at. So if you're like, hey, I'm going to be at some Hyatt hotel in Kentucky next week for business, he'll ship it right there. You arrive, it's already there waiting for you.
How's his shipping? Is there like a good shipping rate on that, or are you paying a lot?
Well, it's not bad. I mean, you're paying like I think it's like an overnight or 2-day rate.
Okay.
And it depends how it's packed, if
Yeah.
you're doing dry ice or freezing it and stuff. But it's very reasonable. Like I said, my athletes use it all the time, and they love it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So water.
Water.
A gallon of
At
water.
least.
I gotta up my water.
Well, without a doubt. I say 1.5 gallons to 2, because that way, if they don't get as much, they're still doing pretty good. But you got to figure, you're not an average person. You're an athlete. I mean, and you guys in the jiu-jitsu, MMA, you guys are training hours a day.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are losing tons of water.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, I don't know what you guys do here as far as taking breaks every 15, 20 minutes or 10 minutes. I mean, even 5 minutes rolling around on a mat doing it, feels like eternity.
Yeah. So, all right. Hey, I need a topic of what's in the news. Anything good going on? You guys hear of anything? Something a little meaty for us to close out the show?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Just look on the internet.
Do you got one? Because I got a meaty one. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
bring it up.
I got a good one.
Well, maybe it's the same one.
How about,
go ahead.
let's hear, we'll pick.
Okay.
We'll pick.
Here's my topic I'd like to discuss. Former NFL, is this where you're going? Former NFL Packer player?
Yes.
Darren Sharper?
Yes.
18 years in jail for rape of 16 women in 4 different states?
Yes.
It's almost like a Bill Cosby repeat.
Yep.
Okay, so that was your topic.
It was.
Awesome. High
All
five.
right. That was your topic?
Fist bump.
All right, I'll give
Yeah.
you a new topic since Mike doesn't have one. So we'll pick.
Okay.
Here's the headline from, let's see, it's from MMA Mania, something like SD Nation or SB Nation. Here's the title.
Ooh.
Generic boner booster triggered John Jones UFC 200 failed drug test. What?
Generic boner what?
Booster.
Oh, once you said boner, I was like zoned out. I'm like, oh yeah.
What in the world was he taking?
No, first off,
It's a generic Viagra.
right, and I would believe it because people got to be real careful.
All right, now he's getting serious.
No, but it is.
Come on.
Because you got a million fly-by-night supplement companies coming out,
Yeah.
and they will put illegal stuff in their products to get the results, to get people to buy the stuff, and then and they'll do it for a short period, and then maybe switch it, and then people go, why doesn't this work like it used to? Because it's not the same stuff in there. Or they get caught, and then the FDA says, hey, you know what? You have this chemical ABC that converts in your body to XYZ, and XYZ is illegal, so you have to get rid of it. I tell people this story all the time. Now, if I was a supplement company, not that I am, and I got millions of dollars, they would. I'm not saying I would. I'm saying this is what they do. So I wouldn't do this, but they'll take a kid out of college who has a medical chemical degree and say, hey, come work for us. We'll pay you $200,000 a year to start. We want you to find chemicals that aren't illegal but convert and act like this chemical.
Right.
So they'll find a product, go, hey, look at this. I found this. You take it, it acts like this. And then they'll sell that product.
And the supplement world isn't regulated, correct?
Well, it is, but stuff doesn't have to be tested before it hits the market.
Right.
That's probably where it should change. I could come up with a supplement tomorrow and sell it, at a local store if I gave them a good price and say, hey, look, I have a pre-workout. I'm going to sell it to you guys for $10 a jug. Retails $50. Now, what store wouldn't maybe make a little spot for that when they know that markup's 500, 400%? They're going to be like, hey, we got a spot right here. Let's see how it goes. And I could tell them, hey, you know what? Just stock it. You ain't got to pay for it. And just pay me for what sells. And if it don't sell, I'll take it back.
There was a documentary that showed how these guys put together a supplement with just fillers.
Right. I think it was that bigger, faster, stronger.
Yeah, bigger, stronger, faster. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Right.
This is what you can get away with.
I heard there's only like 3 or 4 protein manufacturers out there. So even though you got 30 companies,
They
they're all buying the
monopolize it.
same. Yeah, they're all buying the same protein. They just add the flavors and whatever extra hoopla to it. So I would believe that.
So Johnny Jones, he bought a generic.
Right. He probably
Boner
bought it at a
booster.
gas station. He probably met some chick at a bar and was like, man, I got to take something because I need a guarantee here. So he goes to the gas station, maybe grabs a Red Bull, 3-pack of condoms, and, I see a boner pill on the counter there. And I'm serious, that's probably exactly what happened. And then he probably was like, okay, I'm going to take this boner pill. It works, it don't. I got a Red Bull and a little whipped cream and some condoms. I'm good for the night. Let's go. Locked and loaded.
I think this was all staged.
Okay, and that was my next question. You just think it's a bunch of crap to cover up that he really was doing something?
I think they want him in. They want more money. It's in the... Has it been sold? It's been sold to the Japanese guy, right? The UFC?
Yeah, I thought I heard that.
Yeah,
How many
rules are going to
billion?
change now.
Like $4 billion?
4.2, I think.
And I heard them guys each started with 4 or 8 million or something a piece, and now it...
In UFC?
Yeah.
I thought it was less.
Something like that, yeah, but that's big bucks, man.
Yeah, jeez. Get into the billion range. Just from million to billion.
And you know what? It's not like we didn't have any money and we're selling it. They have money. They were making money. Now they sold it on top of that, so that's huge.
Yeah, I think the new owners want Johnny Jones in there. That's money.
Okay.
That's locked.
And
Now-
Zilla got popped for the same thing.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and again, too, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of these people are using illegal substances. They know they are. Maybe they're working with a doctor to try to mask it, and, okay, they
What's
screw
your
up.
feeling on that? Let him use or not?
Well, this is what I tell people. Now, I feel like everybody should be able to use whatever they want, up to a certain extent. So, say, for example, you got a 20-year-old kid. His natural testosterone range is, say, 900. I don't even know if these...
But I think they do that in the UFC. I think there's a ratio.
Okay. So, that's what I'm saying. So, let's say baseball, football. Now, say anybody can use whatever they want as long as they're under that 1,000, their test levels test under a certain number.
Right.
So, like, you got a 40-year-old athlete, his test levels might be 200. You got a 20-year-old, they're at 800. Well, is that fair? Obviously, the 40-year-old's at a disadvantage over the 20-year-old. So, yeah, maybe say, hey, you can use whatever you want. If you go over this limit, first time it's a warning. If you're over that limit again, you're done. Because it levels the playing field, because there's always going to be someone trying to beat the test or cheat it.
To me, let them do what they want.
Right.
It's their body.
Right.
I mean, first of all, they got to make it where there's no rules with testosterone or TRT or whatever they're doing. Just there are no standards. You can take whatever you want. It's your body.
Let me ask you this. Now, baseball, football, etc., basketball, there's a use for steroids or whatever. What about MMA and like other drugs, like maybe painkillers or even like a psychotic drug, like a meth or something? Now, what if someone came out all coked up and just going bananas?
Well,
now,
they have to deal with that.
Right, but do you think there's people doing that now? Do they test for other drugs, like recreational drugs, or no?
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
guys
I'm
are getting
pretty sure.
busted. I mean, the Diaz brothers, what did they get for marijuana?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I don't think marijuana is going to help you fight. I think that's going to make you want to cuddle and eat
I've
cookies.
heard from fighters that that's like a sports performance drug.
Yeah, football players are doing that. We talked
Yeah.
about that once
Yeah.
before.
Is it just because it calms the nerves, or
I don't know.
Maybe
It
they're
works
just more
differently on
aware.
People, I'm assuming.
Like you're paranoid
Right.
and your senses are heightened.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
I know.
get how you can fight on it. I'd like roll up and cuddle in the octagon, being high. I just lay fetal position.
I'd be like, hey, you got some chips over there by your bench, your desk over there?
It used to be very common for boxers to use cocaine right before fights.
I would
Yeah, now,
imagine.
see,
I mean,
I can understand that. 'cause
look
you're
at Mike
getting all
Tyson
hyped up.
back in the day. I'm not saying he was on drugs. I don't know, but man, he would come out like he was going to rip your frickin' head off.
Yeah.
That's
and then
pretty
later
intimidating.
on, he was coming out, all
Lackadaisical.
depressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a transformation that was of a fighter's
Oh,
life.
I loved watching his old fights when he
Oh,
was
my
good.
God.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah, he was.
And he could move. He wasn't just a street brawler. A lot of people think, oh, he was just a street brawler. But,
Oh, no.
But no, he
That dude could box.
Right,
The
he
more
could-
and more I watch old Tyson films, I think he would have beat Ali in a fight.
Really? I mean,
those are arguments.
they
that
are,
we
but
could go
you know,
back and forth.
he's partially correct because Tyson had the knockout power, and Muhammad Ali was probably a little faster, but
let's think
Tyson
about
Tyson could stick and move.
What's the type of fighter that beats Tyson? It's the Alis, the guys that had the jab, the guys that had the range.
But those were the guys that beat him after his trainer died. When he was going downhill after the rape case. All that stuff.
That's where we need.
I think we're covering too many topics today. I think we're wasting podcasting topics.
It's Friday. We're actually running out of time. Where are we? Are we coming to a close? Oh,
see,
we're all sad.
We'll
now.
just keep talking amongst ourselves after we cut this off.
It's all sad. Should we give a shout out to our sponsors one more time?
The Rok sponsors: Route 20 Outhouse, Defense Soap, Your Sign Matters, Tatami, Relay Local, Josh Ebert's Tattoos, Tunnel Vision, and Ford Jits.
All right, Rock Nation. Dave, you want to say goodbye to your listeners?
Yeah, I want to thank everybody again for listening. If anybody has any topics or questions you want me to cover, just feel free to Instagram, DM, get a hold of me somehow, or call in to the phone number on the IG. Ask one of these guys. Whatever you need, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here for the listeners, and I like to hear myself talk.
Dave's going to try and be with us on Fridays.
Right.
I think Fridays are our day.
Well, that's the plan, yeah.
So Dave will be a regular, hopefully.
A lot of fun. I like this. I like this.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you,
All right,
guys.
Rock Nation, we're out of here. We will see you next week.